up, everybody? Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. Today I want to throw something out there, and we're just going to shoot from the hip and just see it how it is, because fuck it, why not? So I did something very fucking stupid. Yes, no, not another stupid thing. It's the pec tear. And trust me, now, I know people out there talking so much shit, and thank you guys again for telling me, you know, how this person's doing. I don't care, all right? Because many of you don't know me on a personal level. You know what you see here. But the people that watch this that actually know me on a personal level, friends, family, you know, people that I just know in the bodybuilding community, know that there is nothing that anybody is saying out there or doing that I am not doing and saying a million times worse to myself. Like, if you think calling me a dummy or I'm stupid or I'm old or whatever, you have no fucking clue what I say to myself and what I do to reinforce the fact that I did something stupid because it was stupid. I mean, plain and simple, it was a dumb move, right? My wife, you know, I had gone to her and I explained to her, I want to try to get 405 again. It's been, you know, fucking 20 years since I've done it, and et cetera, et cetera. And she just kept telling me, please don't, you're going to get hurt. And the only thing I could say to her was, I have to try, you know, and I don't think she understood. I think by the end of our conversation, she did. And maybe you right now might be like, well, that's fucking stupid, Jerry. Here's the deal. Not a single one of you people out there right now, none of you would even know who I am or be watching this right now, absorbing whatever information is coming out of this, if I didn't try. And what I mean by that is, when I decided I want to be a bodybuilder, I had to try. Okay, you have to try. You don't say, well, you know, I might fall walking out of the rack with a squat, so I'm not going to be a bodybuilder. You know what I mean? You have to try. And when I wanted to be a professional wrestler, everybody told me, oh, you're going to get injured. This one broke his neck and blah, blah, blah. I don't care. It may be stupid to you, but I have to try. I became a professional wrestler. I won titles. Like, it was the most amazing thing. And when I decided I wanted to go back to bodybuilding again, you have to try. Well, if you take this drug, you might get it. You have to try. And many of you out there are doing stupid shit too, but you just don't want to admit it. You want to pick on me, but it doesn't fucking matter. When I wanted to be, you know, a personal trainer, you have to try. You have to try to be a good trainer. Like, you have to try at everything. And I was like, I think I can do this. I really feel like I could. I need to try. And I think that, like, you know, she got it at that point. Now, why would I want to try something that I haven't done in 20 years? Well, first of all, I usually don't train max effort. I never do. I mean, it's just not something that I do. I never ever suggest. There isn't one single client that I have anywhere who has a max out on their program anywhere. There's not one, because there's no room for it. I don't do strength training. I don't do power training. I do transformations. I help people get from point A to point B and look a certain way, and having a max bench press or max squat has nothing to do with that. So sometimes bench presses aren't even in the programs, right? But anyways, besides the point. So basically, we'll kind of guide through this. Why did I decide to try the bench press after 7 years of not benching? Why did I decide to go too fast? And I'll be honest with you, too fast is very relative, but I didn't actually go too fast, and we're going to explain why. So within the last month, I'd say, I was in the gym, and I'm telling you guys right now, I felt strong, I felt good. Every machine that I was using, didn't matter what it was, I was maxing out for reps, and I was doing too many reps. So I'm like, I got to find another way, because I'm feeling too strong. I felt absolutely fucking phenomenal, like I was 20 years old again. And the bench press machine that I had been using for years in, you know, over here in Fairfax was way too light. Like, I was repping it out with the whole stack, and I'm like, fuck, I could do like a pre-exhaust with it, but I'm like, well, I don't want to do the pre-exhaust. Like, you know, I have my own theories about why I do certain things. So I said, you know what, like, I was doing dips with body weight, sets of 15, no problem. I was like, fuck, next week I'll just add some weight because they're too easy. I was doing chin-ups. 2 weeks in a row, I did chin-ups, fucking 20 reps, not a fucking problem. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just fine, cool, whatever. So when chest day finally came, last week, I decided that I wanted to try bench because I had done all the sets on the machine. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, I need to do something. I'm just going to do a 135-pound bench for reps. And I laid on the bench and I picked it up and I did 135 and I was like, what the fuck? Now, mind you, after I tore my pec, my right pec, years ago, I tried to do 135 and it felt like awkward. Like, it wasn't heavy, but it felt like it was going to hurt something. So I stopped. I said, I'm never benching again. Fuck it, I'm out. Even get the slingshot and tried to use the slingshot and it still felt the same way and said, fucking, I'm out. Well, this felt like I was like a brand newbie to the gym. I was like, holy fuck. So I threw, you know, 155 on, 185. I was doing sets of 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm like, what the fuck? I get to 225, which I didn't think I'd be able to get anywhere near. And 8 reps was easy. And on the 8th rep, I came down. If you guys watched the video of me in the other video, I kind of like play with it because I'm like, wow, I can bring it down. I can move it. Fuck, it feels so light. Boom. Racked it. And I was like, shit. Holy fuck. So it wasn't like I just decided ego-wise I wanted to blow up my bench. This has been going on for like a month now where I just kept getting stronger and increasing my lifts and stuff. I was like, fuck. Now, mind you, I'm only 205, 207. I was 250 last time I was benching any decent amount of weight. So I let my body heal up. I said, let me see how the rest of the week goes, right? So leg day comes, and, you know, I use all the weight and everything. I don't really use anything squat-wise because I might have a problem with my back, and I do want to be able to walk. So shoulder day comes. I'm doing 60-pound laterals again with decent form. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm curling the 55s again for buys, using the whole machines for fucking one-arm pushdowns. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, all right, I'm going to rest up all weekend. Monday when I come back to the gym, I'm going to do back. We'll see how I feel on the chin-ups again. I wound up doing chin-ups and adding weight to the chin-ups, which was fucking insane. And I said, fuck it, tomorrow we're going to go to the bench, and since I did 225, we're just going to feel it out. That was my goal. I wanted to see how 225 felt again, see how 275 felt, which was the next jump, and then 315 eventually. It wasn't necessarily going to be on this past Tuesday, or the week that I tore my pec. 275 was like a fucking feather. Like, it was like, you know, I warmed up, I did 135, 155, 185, 225, went from 225 to 245, then up to 275. All of them were light. They felt great. Put the 315 on there. I felt like I rested enough, but I don't think that was the issue. I go down on it. As soon as I go to reverse it, the pec rips. And right away, I rack it. I go, I tore my pec. I look at my wife, I said, I tore my pec. And now, what you guys may not know is before anybody called me a dummy or made fun of me or called me stupid, I was holding my pec walking through the gym, and I don't even think nobody really knew I tore my pec. I'm like, fuck, stupid, you're so fucking dumb. I'm walking into the locker room telling myself how fucking dumb I am because I should stop at 275 because I felt like, again, I'm thinking my ego got out of control, but it felt so light. What the fuck went wrong? I mean, my head's spinning a million miles an hour. When I go to the doctor, I get x-rays. Not an MRI, x-rays, which I was like, why are we going to do an x-ray if you can't see the torn muscle? He said, because the tendon, you'll see the tendon attached to the bone. And sometimes when it detaches, it rips a piece of that bone off and it floats around in there with the bone still attached. We'll be able to see all that. So I said, okay, I'm sitting there waiting in the hospital after I tear my pec. The doctor comes up, he says, well, pec's still attached, tendon's still attached. We can see it. But there's calcification in the tendon, there's scar tissue, and there's, what was the other thing? Calcification, scar tissue, and tendinitis in that area, which it's a weakened area. And I went, fuck. Right then and there, I was like, son of a bitch. I didn't feel the tendinitis. I didn't feel the calcification. I didn't feel any of it. And literally, when one area is weakened, it now puts more pressure on other body parts because you're using everything in unison. Each body part takes a certain percent of that workload. When you take that percent away from here, it adds it somewhere else. Well, the next thing closest to that area was the pec. And I was like, son of a bitch, this is why. It wasn't my fucking ego getting out of control. Like, in my head, I felt like I could do it, but I really couldn't. I really could have benched that fucking weight, but I was, you know, I was floored because I was injured. And I was like, fuck, I didn't even know I was injured. I felt great. I'm like, son of a bitch. So it happened on the bench. It could have happened on incline flies, which I had a tight feeling in there from, you know, from fucking 2 years ago. It never really went away, but it's never bothered me except for on flat flies, and I didn't, incline flies, and I didn't feel it on the bench press, so I didn't really think much about it. And I'm like, son of a bitch, it could have happened when I was doing dips. It could have happened fucking, I mean, any other places when that shoulder gave out with too much stimulation, it would have forced it onto that pec, which, for Christ's sakes, like, I'm just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, you know, even when you think you know your limits, there may be something going on that you don't know. Like, there's plenty of people out there that have blood work done regularly and have a fucking heart attack. And they're like, well, what the fuck is going on? Like, why did he have a heart attack? He had blood work done 3 weeks before. Well, he didn't have any kind of fucking scans done to his heart. He didn't have the echocardiogram and the ECG. He didn't have anything done to his heart. So they didn't really know what the fuck was going on. So it's like, just because you don't feel it doesn't mean it's not going on there. And it definitely taught me a lesson, because if I had been staying in my hypertrophy ranges of 8 to 10 reps that I usually train in, this wouldn't have happened. But the bottom line is, guys, you know, when you have an opportunity and it presents itself, you have to try. Now, I could have given up that opportunity and I'd be in the same spot I'm in now. I wouldn't have gained anything. I wouldn't have felt any better. I would have been exactly, you know, I would have gained nothing, right? Just sat back and did it easy way, but I tried because I'm not scared to try. I've had to try for everything in my life. I've had to fight and try for every single fucking thing that I've gotten in my entire life from the time I was fucking born. So that's what I do. And literally, you know, at this point, all you can do is try. And I said, you know what? It just didn't work out this time. You know, had it worked out and I'd done the 315, I would have felt great. You know, it would have been like, wow, I feel like I'm getting back in the swing of things again. And I would have achieved my goal. Just this time, it didn't work out like that. But I'm not I'm not upset that I tried. I'm not upset that, you know, I'm frustrated with the situation, but I'm not mad. I don't regret it. I'm not upset with the situation anymore. But yeah, whatever you guys are saying online out there, as raunchy as it is, as bad as you think that you're reading that people are saying shit about me, it's not even close to what I'm saying to myself. And they couldn't beat me up worse than I fucking beat myself up over there. So I appreciate you guys listening, and hopefully, Steve ran out of room on the thing. BicepTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biceptraining.com is a blog, so you gotta try Bicep. And we are out.